Hi, welcome to MAINET, and this is how to balance your work with your netball. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is make sure you know what's coming up, and you do this by getting yourself organised. So something I like to do is I have a wall calendar for the year, and I just put all my dates down. Anything that's coming up goes on that calendar, and I can just see then on one page what parts of the year are going to be hectic and what parts of the year I can start winding down on. You could just use a diary or the calendar on your phone, because you'll always have your phone with you. So any of those things are fine, as long as you have all your dates noted down and you know what's coming up. That's the important thing. There's a picture of what wall calendars I'm talking about just coming up now, and I'll put the link in the bio of where you can get it from. So if you did want to buy a wall calendar, which I personally enjoy, then you can. Also, it's really satisfying to cross off each day, so you know when you're at a busy period, when you're crossing off each day, it just helps you get through it. So yeah, get yourself a calendar, get yourself organised, and make sure you have all your upcoming dates written down, your homework, your exams, any netball fixtures, all written down so you can see what's what in that year. The next thing I do whenever you've got that is start communicating with your coaches and with your teachers, just so they know what you're doing. Because actually, if you're moving up in the netball world and you're starting to play in the Younger Roses programs, and you've got you're playing for a club team, your school's getting to nationals, and you've got a lot of things coming up, it's going to be hectic. And actually, a lot of adults probably wouldn't be able to manage the things that you're managing at the moment. So you have to communicate what you've got coming up, and more often than not, your coaches and your teachers will support you and help you get through it. You definitely don't have to try and do everything on your own, but what you can do is say to your teacher, look, I've got all this important netball all coming up next week. Is there any chance that I could maybe have an extension on my homework just till another week, because I know next week is going to be chaos? And same goes with your coach. You can let them know, look, this is a busy exam time for me. Is there any chance that I could maybe stay for just half a session so I can get home earlier, so I'm not going home so late? And just communicate with your teachers and your coaches, just so they understand what's going on with you, because they only see you in one of the settings. So let them know what is going on in your life, and they will help you balance it. Okay, next up is being obsessive. So I had a lifestyle mentor in university called Julie Money. She was brilliant. She got me through life. And something that she told me right at the start, before I started doing my teacher training, was that I'm going to have to become almost obsessively organised. So that means, it sounds stupid, but when you go to bed, your bag is packed for the next day, your trainers are ready to go, your clothes that you're wearing for the day are set out, laid out, ready to go. You've got a breakfast already made up, whether that's just a yogurt pot with some porridge in it, it's ready to go. And if you do all those little bits out that are in your control, everything else will become slightly easier. Now, you notice it more when you stop doing those things. You feel the knock-on effect, but it's something that I found really useful to just help me become more organised, and just to help me get through some crazy busy days. Because if you're running from point A to B, and then you're going from there to netball, and you're just running all over the place, and you're trying to catch yourself all the time, and you don't have your lunch with you, or you turn up to training and you haven't got kit, it just puts you in a bad mood. So if you can be obsessively organised during those busy periods, it will help you just get through, because at the end of the day, every little helps. When it's really busy, every little helps. So get obsessed with being organised. Last thing, which is genuinely the most important thing, is you need to plan time for yourself. So it's very easy when you're balancing your netball and your work, to just keep focusing on those things and just burn out. And you need to make sure in your schedule, when you've got your wall planner or your calendar, that you're blocking off time that is for you to spend time with friends, or just to sit and watch television and switch off for a few hours. You need to make sure that you're getting some me time, and preferably something social, so spending time with family and friends as well, because it's easy to get lost in your own little bubbles. So you need to try and stay connected with the outside world. It makes netball sound like some sort of twilight zone, but it can be whenever you've got work to balance as well. You have to find this balance, and it can be draining if you get drawn into just going work, netball, work, netball, work, netball. So make sure you plan some time for yourself. It's really important. Recap, we want to become organised, so you need to make sure you have all your dates for the year written down as much in advance as possible, and then you can prepare for the busy periods. You can get yourself ready for the times where everything's happening at once and you're really busy. Start communicating with teachers and coaches, just to make sure they understand the amount of things you're doing, especially when you're in really busy periods. Just let them know, to say, you know, miss, I've got X, Y and Z going on. Let people know, because they don't know what's going on in the other life that you live in. So just start communicating. It's only going to help. The third thing is to become obsessed. So just every little detail in your day, think of and try and prepare for it, and it will just help the day run a lot smoother. And last but definitely not least, you need to make sure you've got you time, because at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying life, then you're not going to excel at anything, and you need to make sure that you have time to switch off, because if you keep going and going and going, you're going to get worn out, you're going to burn out, and you're not going to enjoy things. And that's it, okay? That's how to balance your schoolwork with your netball.